So, hope you guys are liking what you're seeing. A lot of fun. Sentences. We collected all the papers. Anyone got any more? Throw them up. We're going to use these sentences in the middle of the scene. Right now, we're going to set up a news report. There's going to be 4 broadcasters. 2 main broadcasters, the sports and the weather. And every now and then, they're going to go to these scenes, these sentences, and use them into the scene.
WPTC, folks. This is the sports night. Here we are. Yeah. Oh, sorry, folks at home. We're not live in front of the studio audience. We're right here in the bedroom. Okay, so we're going to begin tonight's sportscast with the Toronto Maple Leafs. The big, bad Toronto Blue are in town, and they were facing the Chicago Blackhawks. That game went well, but Toronto lost 3-2. But one thing about that game that I didn't get. No, seriously, touch my thigh, touch it. One thing about that game, Matt Sundin scored 2 goals, and that was a great game.
The weather on this sports evening was warm and unseasonably warm. There was a little bit of rain on and off, as you might have noticed. Yeah, I suck. I give yesterday's weather. Anyway, my dad always used to tell me I sucked, and there was another thing he told me. He said, never look a lemur in the mouth. I did that once. Really bad for my confidence. Come on, over to you, Wade.
Well, moving away from sports for a moment, our top story of the evening comes to you when the police chief stood on the steps of City Hall and proclaimed, "Billie Jean is not my lover." Music fans everywhere, I personally was aghast.
Turning now to local news. A local school, I'm not going to name which one because the Young Offenders Act, had 3 shootings this week. And after comment, the principal stated, "If it wasn't for these pajamas, I'd already be dead." The principal. Back to you.
Back to our headline news. Everybody knows Toronto beat Chicago last night. Because of that, they won the Stanley Cup, folks. I'm not just a sports broadcaster, I'm a huge fan, just like you. Anyways, when Matt Sundin won the cup, he hoisted it across the city and he said, "Open the pad, boy, doors, hell." Open the pod, boy, doors, hell. And that's what Matt said. And he's Swedish, yes, the pod, boy, doors, hell. And Hal said to him, "Yes, let's open the pod, boy, and let's start partying." That's your Swedish football from Maple Leaf players.
Anyway, so I've got a memo that says I have to actually forecast the weather for the following day. So tomorrow, during the Maple Leaf Stanley Cup parade, it's supposed to be sunny and okay, I'm just pulling this out of my ass. You know, I was always a class clown, sitting in class. My teacher would always tell me, "Like a virgin." And I was, because I was in 3rd grade. Anyway, take it away, Wade. I'm probably going to get
In entertainment, apparently Harrison Ford, being interviewed regarding his new movie, "You Are My Sunshine," was got outraged at the reporter and said, "You looking at me?" Because he was pissed off. Because the reporter had said to him, "Don't stop doing that, Frank." And you know Harrison Ford, when somebody calls him Frank, that just puts him over the edge. Over to Eric, who is now in the field.
Thank you, Wade. Yes, I'm here at the Municipal Police Station, and we've gotten 2 conflicting statements from both of these actors. The other one being Harrison Ford's schizophrenic self. Anyway, when asked why he was drinking and driving before he was doing whatever you just said, he said, "Well, no, actually, these are antlers." Then Harrison Ford decided to put on a face like this and say, "Call me Chuck," and then he gave this statement. "Bring out the gimp." It's moving and inappropriate. Back to you.
Well, the Leafs won the Stanley Cup. It was the biggest parade in Toronto, folks. As you can see up your clip right here, thousands of people having fun, screaming and yelling and drinking and smoking. And this is what one of our revelers said. Dance with me! Yes, dance with me! And that's what they did. They danced together through the streets of Toronto. And another party goer said, I licked your mom! She licked his mom, or licked his mom, and then they were having a great time. But one of the last revelers said before the party ended, I want to cut your cake with my knife. So, yeah, I mean, people partying with cakes and lollipops all through the streets of Toronto, folks. This is the craziest Stanley Cup parade ever. Back to you, Chuck.
Well, I'm going to try this again, folks. Apparently, I do have a weather report here. It's for like 5 days. I don't know how to do this. Meteorology. Yes, it is going to be sunny tomorrow, partially cloudy with a chance of rain. And in fact, that's not what you said last night. Okay, the extended forecast for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're going to see, well, it's a good day to die McDougal. So bring an umbrella. Over to you, Wade.
I've been following the novel scene lately, and interview with the famous novelist E.E. Cummings, who I believe is dead. But in the interview with him, he said something that struck me as very odd, which was, I've got a feeling somebody's watching me. Which he was known to quote on occasion, and I believe actually worked backwards into one of his poems. To which I replied to him, of course, the expected reply, dreams are windows to the heart. Need I say more?
Breaking news, we've had a local riot outside of a Chinese restaurant downtown. Apparently there were some defective fortune cookies that some people didn't take for all. For example, you had me at hellos. It didn't say Confucius' sake, it got confused. Also, that's money. One of these signs, Japanese people will do that. As well as, nobody puts baby in a corner.